bought this car in Cooma, 1975, which is about 35 years ago now, and one of the club members had bought it. It was advertised as basically a parts car. The guy who bought it wanted to use it for parts, and when he saw it, he decided he'd register it and take it to Cooma, to the National, and try and sell it instead. So I saw it there, and I said to the guy, no, don't sell it. Bring it home, I'll buy it off you. So I bought it, and we used it as I had two Studies. I had a 64 Cruiser, which was a nice car, and this was just our second Studi for a number of years, and we just ran around in it. And when I sold the 64, we looked at it and said, maybe we should do it up a bit, so it's an ongoing thing. It wasn't like a restoration that I put in the shed and pulled apart. I just gradually improved it as I kept it going.
Now they were a performance car. The police had them for a while. What do you remember that history a bit?
Victoria Police used Larks in Victoria between about 63 and 66. I did have an ex-Victoria Police car. They were a Lark, but they were a stripped-out version, very basic, with a big engine, the Hawk motor, and a manual transmission. And for their time, they were a pretty strong car. They could go pretty fast. And originally had the 259, which is the original engine, which was a bit worn. So I found a 289, which is basically the same cylinder block. It's just a bigger stroke, and all the ancillaries and everything all fit, so everything bolts up. And you can't tell the difference by looking at the outside what it is, except by the engine number. So it's got a 289 in it, and I put a 3-speed auto in it, and it's quite a good performer. It's a very good road car. They didn't build them in Canada. They built them for the export market, right-hand drive market, New Zealand, South Africa, or any of the countries, Australia. So they did have a fairly good export market, and they just built right-hand drive models to order. I drove it. We went to Perth for the 1999 National, and we took it over on the train. And when we got to Adelaide, there'd been a storm at Southern Cross, and they weren't allowing any freight or any goods to be taken to Perth, so we had to leave the car in a yard at Adelaide and go on to the train to Perth. And we got to Perth, and they said, it should arrive by Good Friday, and it did arrive on Good Friday morning, and the National was started on the Friday, and we got it off the train, and it was absolutely covered in red dust from the inside to the outside off the track. It was all blown up, so we had to spend a whole day trying to clean it up.
Blow the horn.